I just don't understand, man. Like, I look pretty good, right? Like, I have a beach body.
Yep, you look like a surfboard.
Like, what do I have to do? Is this even worth my goddamn time? I guess this is what this has come to.
Recently, clueless carnivore eater Frank Tufano put out a couple of videos showing his extreme ineptitude at weight training. Terrible exercise selection, terrible form, terrible rep ranges, you name it. Despite my and Vegan Gain's edification of him, and the fact that the vast majority of his own followers in his own comment section are pulling him to pieces, he's decided to come out with a new video.
I spent a lot of time thinking last night about the pros and cons of getting back into bodybuilding, lifting weights to prove my intelligence and understanding of hypertrophy.
Good luck with that.
I have dwelled so strongly on this because no one on YouTube, perhaps even in general, is advocating anything close to my routine or training principles.
Exactly, Frank. Nobody is doing this, including all the best trainers in the world and all the most elite level bodybuilders. Do you not for 1 second stop and think maybe there's a good reason for this? You've not considered that you may be ever so slightly deluded to think that you're this amazing wealth of knowledge and everyone else is wrong. Wow.
Partially because I'm crazy in every aspect of what I do.
Can't argue with that.
And although many of you believe that's because I have no idea what I'm talking about, I firmly believe and am confident that I have an advanced understanding of hypertrophy.
There's a saying, when ignorance is mutual, confidence is king. However, in this case, I've been training for 3 decades and I've trained hundreds of other people. I've trialed every training style under the sun, and I've got to tell you, Frankie boy, this time your confidence is ill-placed. Of course, you'll be unaware of this because you've no idea of the massive gulf between your knowledge and experience and mine.
I probably won't be able to fit into my dress clothes or some of my shirts.
You'll probably grow. Is that what you're saying? You don't sound terribly confident. Maybe you should eat and train like somebody who knows what they're doing. I'm going to be growing like to prove that we don't need to abuse animals for our physique goals.
I don't think that's too big of an issue either. Even if I put 2, 3, 4 inches on my arms, I'm not going to put 4 inches on my arms.
That's for damn sure.
Even at the maximum growth potential, I think I should still be able to fit into most of my dress clothes.
You always cease to amaze me.
So I might be exposed to a relatively high EMF environment in the gym for an hour or so each day, radio frequency radiation. But what am I going to do? Build a gym in my garage?
Now, most people will be laughing their socks off at that statement, but think about it. He only eats the foods clinically proven to cause all the major chronic diseases. I would be concerned of this potential added burden too. The easy answer would be to get some healthful, protective plant foods in. You know, like every reputable health authority in the world prescribes.
This is going to be my starting physique, weighed in at 140 pounds. We'll take some measurements, but I just wanted to give you guys an idea of my overall body frame and my body structure. I have a super tiny bone frame.
Super tiny everything from where I'm standing.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said.
I'm predisposed to looking muscular.
I'm sorry, come again?
I already measured before. I don't really think you guys care, and I don't really care myself about these measurements, but it's a good starting point and a good metric to know where I am right now, how I look with certain measurements. So my arms, I think, were around 14.5 inches. 15-inch arms, muscular at 140 pounds for not working out in 5 years. A lot of you guys might argue I just have good genetics at the end of this, which is what I'm worried about.
I wouldn't be too concerned about that.
And these chest measurements, these shoulder measurements, regardless of how much you lift weights, they don't really get that much bigger.
That might be your experience, Frank, but it's not the experience of myself or other people that actually know what they're doing.
Building that density, that width in your shoulders is a lot to do with genetics.
And knowing what the you're doing helps also. Lift progressively heavier with a good routine and good nutrition, and of course they'll obviously grow. You're just proving your own ineptitude.
I'm not sure how much muscle I'm going to be able to put on my back. I've never really done heavy, super heavy, like focused back training.
No, what? You're kidding me. I thought I was looking at a set of barn doors there. Almost blocked out the sun for a moment.
Never used testosterone, never been to a doctor, used HRT, no hormones, nothing. 100% legitimate, lifetime natural.
Get out of it, no way. You're saying that if people don't take performance enhancing drugs, but they do follow your training regime, that they can look as though they don't lift either? It's the most surprising thing I've heard in a long, long time.
I won't be revealing my routine until I am in a position to do so.
Yeah, the problem with that is that if you don't document exactly what you're doing, well, you could be everyone and following a decent training plan. If you don't prove what you're doing, the whole world is not going to believe you if you get any results. You only have to look at what your own followers are saying to know that. I certainly think that you're probably trying to pull a fast one.
I estimate my exercise routine to be 3 to 4 times more effective than the average one.
That is very possibly the most outrageous claim anyone has made with such certitude.
I think my results are going to be incredibly dramatic, and I'm going to speculate minimum 6 months from now, I'm going to weigh about 170 pounds.
30 pounds heavier in that amount of time when you've already said that you used to be much, much larger, taking into account muscle memory. You might want to check your maths. I don't think your plan will be 3 to 4 plus times more effective than your average decent plan.
How fast I progress will determine the frequency of my updates.
I'm predicting once per century.
Thank you guys for joining me. If you could please like the video. If you guys would like to support me further, you can check out frankiesfreerangemeat.com. We have a local beef box that we're probably sold out of already. Cheapest prices online, even though I don't like using the word cheap. And we have the highest quality meat.
The very cheapest and yet the very highest quality. How does that work? Same way as your wackadoodle workout advice, I reckon. Click this video now or Frankie will PT you for 6 months, guaranteeing absolutely no gains but completely shoulders.